Hi guys, it's Omer from MMOs.com and do a quick weekly news recap for all big MMO news for the week ending August 3rd, 2015. And first up, as you can see from the video playing in the background, is some news about League of Legends. And the news is they actually launched the new Black Market Brawlers mode for the ongoing Bilgewater event, which introduced an entirely new game mode to League of Legends. It'll take place on Summoner's Rift and allows a new system where players can actually empower various minions, and basically minions play a much stronger role in the game. Also included in the new game mode is a whole bunch of new items. And now the video you're seeing in the background is actually just for the ARAM map. However, it's not just this map that changed. Summoner's Rift is a whole new game mode as well. Also with the Bilgewater events, apparently Gangplank is dead. Apparently Misfortune 1v1 wrecked Gangplank and he's no longer respawning, so he's temporarily disabled. Riot specifically said they will not be addressing questions about refunds just yet, so I'm pretty sure it's temporary, but only time will tell if he's dead forever or not. Moving right along, we have some news from Armored Warfare from My.com, the same guys publishing Skyforge. And the news is that Early Access 4 is beginning on August 13th and will run until August 30th. And unlike previous tests, servers this time will be up around the clock for the duration of the entire test, rather than just being up for a few hours at a time. Early Access 4 will introduce several new tanks to the game, including the T-54 as well as the M48 patent. I'm not sure why there's 4 rounds of early access testing. Hopefully the game rolls out into beta fairly soon. Anytime a game goes to like 4 rounds of early access, it does seem like a bit much, at least in my opinion. But the game is definitely making progress, and it's a tank-based game. It's probably inspired by the success of World of Tanks. Next up is some news from Lord of the Rings Online. The game has been around since 2007, and the news is that the game is announced server mergers, which is usually an ominous sign. However, this is the first round of server mergers for the game since launched. And basically the game is going from its 29 servers down to just 10 servers. So 5 US servers and 5 EU servers by the end of the year. And usually these server mergers are usually a messy affair, but actually Turbine outlined every step of the process they'll be undertaking and explaining their thought process behind everything and how they'll be transitioning houses, guild issues, and other good stuff on their official website. And the server merger is not necessarily a bad thing, because it's better to have more players on fewer servers than having a whole bunch of empty servers. Hopefully this should revitalize Lord of the Rings Online. Next up, some news from the upcoming PC fighter Rising Thunder. They announced via Twitter that they have started sending out alpha invites on July 29th, 2015 for their 2D fighting game with giant 3D robot characters. It's actually it's a fighting game designed from the ground up for the PC market. Whereas most fighting games today on the PC have been designed for console and rather been ported for the PC. And the team behind Rising Thunder includes various fighting game industry veterans, including brothers Tom and Tony Cannon, who are responsible for setting up Evolution Championship Series, which is EVO, that's like the big fighting championship series. And hopefully now that the game has entered alpha, we will see a release date fairly soon. Up next, some news for Marvel Heroes. And the news is that according to an interview with David Brevik, the CEO of Gazillion Entertainment, the company behind Marvel Heroes, the game will actually be rebranding on a yearly basis. The game is actually called Marvel Heroes 2015 right now, but when 2016 rolls around, it'll be Marvel Heroes 2016, and presumably 2017 after that. But luckily, with every single rebranding, there'll be a huge new update. And many people knew that actually Marvel Heroes launched as a pretty crappy game. And it wasn't until later patches improved the game. So players should basically expect big updates with every single yearly rebranding. Next up, some news for Robocraft. And Marvel Heroes isn't the only game getting rebranded. With the latest update, Robocraft is going to be rebranded as Robocraft Unleashed. Apparently it was not Unleashed before, but now everything's Unleashed. The latest update will include a brand new map as well as several new game modes. And for those that haven't heard of Robocraft, it's basically a sandbox-style voxel robot battling game. So you can basically make your robot however you want and battle it against other players online. The game is free to play and actually very well rated on Steam with a 9 out of 10 as of this video. Up next is some news from Skyforge. Having just launched on actually July 16th, Skyforge is barely into open beta, yet they're still trying to keep the game interesting. Alot's team is launching the Crucible of the Gods update, which launches on August 11th. The goal of the update is to give players a lot more things to do beyond 30,000 prestige. Players can also expect high-end PvE content with 10-player raids. This is the first major update to Skyforge since launching into open beta. Players should expect many more updates in the near future because the game is actually still really popular. Next up, some news about Ragnarok Online. Yes, all roads lead back to Ragnarok Online. And the news is that there'll be a mobile version of Ragnarok Online launching in China in 2016. The mobile version is supposed to be very much like the classic PC version of the game, except with actually improved visuals. Now hopefully the mobile version goes outside of China as well, but we've heard nothing about it yet. But it's still pretty cool that such an old game is still being relaunched over and over again, and mobile is definitely becoming bigger and bigger. It is unconfirmed right now whether it's the same game as the core PC version or a remake, but we'll find out in some time. While on the topic of foreign games, our next bit of news is that Lineage 1 from NCSoft basically earned more money than Blade and Soul, Aeon, Lineage 2, and Guild Wars 2 combined in 2Q 2015 for NCSoft. This goes to show just how popular Lineage 1 is in Asia, and that old games can still, basically the old Lineage 1 is still carrying NCSoft. I just find it amazing that an old game like this game can make more money than Guild Wars 2, Lineage 2, Aeon, Blade and Soul, and Wildstar all combined. It's absolutely nuts. While on the topic of NCSoft, the next bit of news is that the Guild Wars 2 beta weekend is beginning on August 7th, and will run until Monday, August 10th. And while not everything from the Heart of Thorns expansion will be available just yet, it'll give players an opportunity to give feedback and help shape the experience of the upcoming expansion. Players who have pre-purchased Heart of Thorns will be able to try out the new Revenant profession as well as the already announced elite specializations. And again, that is between August 7th and August 10th. Next up, some news about the upcoming unannounced World of Warcraft expansion. It'll actually be officially announced to the world on August 9th at Gamescom, a pretty big gaming convention in Germany. And hopefully this latest expansion adds more content than the Warlords of Draenor expansion, which many players have actually been disappointed with the lack of content in the update. More information on the upcoming expansion on the next week's weekly news video. The next and last bit of news is actually some big news from Wizards of the Coast. They released Magic Duels on Steam, as well as iPad, iPhone, and hopefully on Android as well. And now while there have been previous iterations of Magic the Gathering in the digital realm, each one suffered from being both clunky, overpriced, and having other issues. In fact, one old version of the game even included a trade card system where digital cards could be traded in for their physical counterparts. Magic Duels brings the classic collectible card game gameplay into the digital age in a format that's just easier to play. They're aiming for ease of use this time around. Hopefully they learn some lessons from Hearthstone's success, and even though the game is out right now on PC and Steam, iPad and iPhone, the Xbox One and PS4 versions are also coming out fairly soon. As a big fan of Magic the Gathering, I actually really look forward to trying this game out later today probably. I have heard some problems with the game, and hopefully those will be addressed fairly soon. The game launched on July 29th, so it's still extremely new. Anyway guys, that's it for MMO News for the week ending August 3. Anyway guys, I'll see you next time. This is Omer, signing out.